Welcome to Champlin Park High School for Northwest Suburban Conference Softball on CCX Sports as the Osseo Orioles make the very short journey over here to Champlin Park to take on the Rebels. Good evening, I'm Jay Wilcox along with Kurt Cardinal. And Kurt, for Champlin Park, certainly one of the best seasons in their program history at 13-2 right now. Two close losses to a couple of the other top teams in the Northwest Suburban, Rogers and Spring Lake Park, but they kind of put it all together this year. They've pitched well, they've hit well. They're just definitely one of those teams that you can say has a definite shot to get to the state tournament, which would be a first if they were able to do it.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that, and they're young as well. A couple of seniors, but they don't play very much, and Coach Woodley is very excited about this team. He's cautiously optimistic because he knows how hard the section is, and Northwest Suburban Conference is a good litmus test for when you get to the playoffs. But he is cautiously optimistic about looking at postseason play this year.
And Osseo, the lineup for the Orioles, they have come on strong of late. Have won 3 in a row and 5 of their last 7. They've gotten knocked around a little bit by some of the better teams early, but certainly playing much better ball down the stretch. Olivia Teckham, the first baseman, leads it off for the Orioles. Katja Pilsner, the catcher, will hit second. And then it is Elena Carmen, the young pitcher, hitting in the 3 spot. Megan Wachholtz, the center fielder, hits fourth. Anna Azure, the shortstop. Izzy Bean, the left fielder. Kendall Dopkins at third base. Sam Sportle in right field, and Maya Strumman, the second baseman, hitting in the number 9 slot for the Orioles, who are just a game under 500, but coming off what I think would probably qualify as their best win of the year, beating Spring Lake Park earlier this week.
Yeah, no doubt. Coach Morey was very excited about how his team's coming together. 3 wins. Looks forward to next week after this game. He thinks he's got 3 competitive games that they can play with, and one of their stated goals this year is to finish with a plus 500 record. So 1 game under 500 right now, and their main goal is in sight. And I'm especially excited to watch their freshman pitcher and catcher combination today. They've been doing pretty well throughout the season, and we'll see how they hold up to the bats of the Rebels today.
Here's the defensive alignment for Champlin Park with Reese Remler at third base, Amanda Cottsmith at short, Lauren Heltemus at second base, Aaron Kaluza is at first base, Hannah Hewsome, Ava Parent, and Addie Andrews. A very good outfield, both hitting-wise and fielding-wise. They excel in the outfield. Chloe Postma, a good catcher, and the pitcher for Champlin Park is Marissa Rothenberger. And one of his kind of split duties this year, but a 5-2 record and 0.51 ERA for Rothenberger. They feel pretty good about her ability, and they, as we were saying, they've kind of put things together this year. They've always kind of been known as a good hitting program, and maybe good but not great in the pitching circle. I think that's fair to say. I'm not offending anybody with that. I don't think, Kurt, you were in the program for a long time, and your daughter as well. But they feel like they've kind of got a little balance to everything this year, with Rothenberger being a good young pitcher and some other talented young players as well. Yeah,
Coach Woodley is very excited about their defense as well. That was early in the season. He said that in those couple of close game losses, that defense wasn't quite what they hoped it could be, and it cost them a run or two here in the Northwest Urban Conference. They make you pay for your mistakes, he says, but we've come on very much lately, and we've increased our defensive knowledge and our hitting to go with our hitting and our pitching that's always been there. We're pretty comfortable and confident about how we come into this game today.
The 2 teams with 1 loss in conference play are Rogers and Andover, and the Rebels lost to Rogers, but they beat Andover 8-1. So there's been a lot of trade-offs of beating people, and Spring Lake Park's got some very good wins, but then we said, and including a win over Champlin Park, but Osseo turned around and beat them. So just looking at records, you might say Rebels heavy favorite in this one, but Osseo, as we said, the way they've been playing of late, you can't overlook them either. Olivia Teckham stepping in to lead things off here for the Orioles, and she'll drop down a quick bunt. Rothenberger fields it flawlessly and throws to first, and they get the out as Teckham trying to surprise them by dropping down a leadoff bunt there. And she's thrown out at first. She came into the game hitting at 302. Pretty good job deadening that one, but the Rebels reacted well.
Yeah, that was an example of good defensive rotation, good recognition, and got the out at 1.
Pilsner stepping in to hit now for Osseo. She is hitting 302 this year, has also walked 5 times, couple runs scored, couple driven in. See another young player, as Kurt mentioned. Quickly falls behind in the count here. Got a couple of pretty tall pitchers too. It's I think that always helps to be a little more intimidating from the circle. Even if you don't throw real hard, if you look like your stride is reaching out toward the plate. And Rothenberger makes quick work of Pilsner there as she strikes her out on 3 pitches. 2 gone here in the top of the first.
Yeah, you're right, Jay. We pitching coaches look for tall, angular pitchers, bigger levers to throw from, and you can also hit the different spots from 2-3 different angles when you're taller and have longer arms like that.
So here is the Osseo pitcher stepping in as a hitter, and Elena Carmen's done well on this part of the game as well, hitting 300 and among the leaders with 7 runs batted in for Osseo. Fouling this one away. Rebels coming off a good road win and had to make a little journey as well. They played at Brainerd on Wednesday and won it 6-4. So, it's kind of, you're hoping that your team is ready to bounce back for this home game, night game against a conference rival after making that little road trip the night before and probably getting home a little later than what you would normally in a conference game. Swing and a miss there. Carmen down on strikes. And the Orioles go quickly 1-2-3 against Rothenberger. So after a half inning, no score on the board. And Champlin Park will get its first opportunity with the bat as you get a look at that swinging strikeout. Rebels trying to get things started early here as they will have Cott Smith, the shortstop, will lead things off for Champlin Park, and then Hannah Hewson, the left fielder, hits in the second spot. Ava Parent, the center fielder, hitting third. Remler, the third baseman, and Ava Abrahamson, who is also a pitcher for them, is in there as the DP today. Rothenberger, the pitcher, and it's Erin Kaluza, Addie Andrews, and Chloe Postma for Brian Woodley and Champlin Park. And then the defensive lineman for Osseo, they've got Dopkins at third, Azure at short, Strumman at second base, and Teckham is the first baseman, Bean, Wacholtz, and Sportle in the outfield. Pilsner, the catcher, and as we said, the tall right-handed freshman, Elena Carmen, doing the pitching for Osseo. She's worked almost all of their innings this year, 82 1/3 innings, and a ERA of 5. She's struck out 87 in those 82 innings, allowing 99 hits. So kind of some good numbers and some not as good, but overall has made good strides for their team. And obviously you're excited when you got somebody at that young age who is doing this well, in the conference with some good opposition.
Yeah, you're expecting a freshman pitcher in the Northwest Urban Conference to struggle a little bit, but she's taken the reins and improved throughout the year. The scouting report on her shows that she's got a nice fastball, but her out pitch is the changeup, which is dramatically different from her fastball and keeps people off balance. I'm excited to see how she does against the deep lineup of Champlin Park. They've got hitters up and down the lineup, and a lot of teams will have good hitters through the first five batters. Rebels are deep through 8 or 9.
It was interesting when I came over to do a season preview story with the Rebels, and Coach Woodley was naming, who's the kind of the key players that you're really counting on, and he kept going and going. And there wasn't just 3, there wasn't just 4. I mean, and he understood what I was asking for, and he said, but these are all people who have done it on the varsity level and that we feel really good about, and it's proving to be true.
Yeah, a lot of their key players are juniors, and they started as freshmen and or sophomores.
Amanda Cottsmith stepping in. She's hitting at .279. Has also walked 7 times, which is a nice trait to have as a leadoff hitter. And we've talked about it in the past couple of years and things. It's Champlin Park, I think, has had a better program than maybe people metro-wide realize. They've sort of been in the shadows of like Maple Grove and Centennial in particular, I would say, over the last decade or more, where they've been good, just maybe not quite getting over the hump and getting into that state tournament, which is maybe lessened the overall recognition that they've gotten.
I would agree with you, Jay. The defining factor in this conference and the section that the Rebels are in is your number 1 pitcher. And Centennial and Maple Grove had just a little bit higher caliber pitcher in the number 1 spot. Not that the Rebels have had any holes there, but just can't get over that hump against all-state pitchers generally.
3-2 count now to Cottsmith. Good at bat for her, leading it off, and then fouls this one away. And regardless of the outcome of the at bat, you feel like your number 1 hitter kind of did a good job by making your other hitters see a lot of different pitches from Carmen, making her work, not going up there and making a quick out.
Yeah, contact from the top of the lineup.
And she's going to draw a walk. Pitch gets away, and Cottsmith running hard down to first just in case. But the ball retrieved pretty quickly by Pilsner, so Cottsmith aboard via the walk. And Hannah Hewsome will be the hitter as that one way up and out of the zone. Hewsome having herself a pretty dynamite season, .550 batting average, 3 doubles, a triple. She's driven in 8. Dangerous left-handed stick here. Takes ball 1.
She's another in the long line of Hewsome girls at Champlin Park that have been great hitters, following the family tradition.
Cottsmith bluffing, running there. That one low and away for a ball, so 2-0 here. Yeah, you'd like to steal a base, but you may not need to if, the activity out there, if Hewsome is going to be walked. Trying to drop down a bunt, but fouled it away, so 2-1 now. Some really good hitters behind her, too. That's the thing. You can't, afford to be too cautious or too careful and work around her because you've got Parent and Remler coming up right after her.
Yep. Gotta go right after them and get as many outs as quickly as you can.
Changeup was low and in the dirt, and Cottsmith will advance to second and rounded it big. And the one thing too, though, that's kind of interesting with, I feel like with a freshman pitcher, sometimes they don't know all these hitters as well that are older than them, and maybe that's not a bad thing. You're not as worried about somebody. You're just kind of attacking and pitching your game rather than pitching around people.
You're right. You don't know what you don't know.
Bunted, and it's going to go foul, so 3-2. Hewsome definitely bunting for a hit there.
I can see what Coach Morey was talking about. She does have a pretty live fastball right now. She's got a little bit too high of a release point and needs to get the ball down the zone a little more, but I can see down by the knees to be in trouble.
And this one hit well to right field, and it's going to be to the base of the fence. It will score a run. Hewsome digging in, and she'll be in at third with a triple as Cottsmith scores the first run of the game. Hewsome didn't quite get all of it, but got enough to drive that one over the right fielder's head.
Maybe Carmen knows better than I do. She got that one down a little bit more in the strike zone, and it got jumped on pretty quickly there.
So Ava Parent will step up, pitches outside. Ava not too bad this year as well, .465 average, 6 doubles, a triple, 3 home runs, and second on the team with 12 runs batted in. That one's over for a strike.
Yeah, John, we keep talking about the depth in this lineup. I mean, their team batting average for the Rebels is .344, and their team on base plus slugging percentage is .899, which is unbelievable.
And a bunt here. Carmen will pick it up, throw to first, not in time. The runner did not come home on the play. Carmen kind of short-armed that one a little bit, and guess we'll call that a bunt hit for Parent there.
Yeah, I think that, take a look here, the second baseman may have been, no, she was there. I thought she might have been a step or two late. But.
And by the way, Parent advanced to second as well. And Reese Remler will be the batter here for Champlin Park.
Yeah, a lot of times younger players forget that until the umpire calls time with the ball in the circle, the ball's live and you can take extra bases. And no one was covering second, so that was a heads-up play.
Remler hitting .452, 5 doubles, couple of homers, team leading 18 runs batted in. Good RBI opportunity here. Rebels already lead 1-0 and runners at second and third, nobody out.
It's like she's made the adjustment. She's moving, hitting more of the knees and below now, so that should be ground ball area if she can hit the right spots.
Left that changeup short. Fouled away here.
There's a nice spot rated on the fist there, inside part of the plate.
Been able to get to 2 strikes on a couple of these hitters, but it hasn't been able to finish them off. And that'll be ball 4. So Remler draws a walk, the second issue this inning. And they're loaded up now for Ava Abrahamson for Champlin Park. Hitting .256 this year. 5 runs batted in. Big cut, but didn't get it. You see another young player. It's freshman against freshman here.
Yep, they got 4 long years ahead of them to play against each other here.
Just low with that one, 1-1. Laid off that changeup, 2 balls and a strike. Rebels trying to really capitalize. They've got 1 so far, but they've got the bases full and nobody out. They would really like to put up a big number in the bottom of the first and set the tone. That one is over for a strike, 2-2. And a little soft liner, that'll be into center field for a hit, and it'll score a pair. And the Rebels lead it now 3-0.
There's a good piece of hitting with 2 outs. Just try to take the ball back up the middle and put the ball in place and get some base runners moving.
Didn't exactly crush it, but got just enough to get it through the infield. And so Rothenberger will be the hitter. Takes that one low for a ball.
Those ones that you kind of muscle to the outfield when you don't get all of it, that's the ones the coaches say, that was your work in the weight room last winter. There it was. Got you hit instead of a little looper to second.
Rothenberger hitting .389 with 8 runs batted in. Runner going to third, and it is dropped. I don't think they were quite going to an out anyway, but kind of shifting back into place there was Dopkins, and had it squirt out of her glove as she was falling backward.
Yeah, the objective on that play with the fake bunt is to draw the third baseman off and then have the runner beat the shortstop to third, and that was exactly what happened.
Rothenberger, an awkward swing at that changeup. Pounded to short. They're going to go to first. A run will score. So an RBI there for Rothenberger, but the Orioles do get the first out as Remler comes in to score. Makes it a 4-0 game. You see this early in the game, Osseo just going to make sure you get the out here.
Yeah, I think if you had a little more confidence, you probably could have got that girl going to third when she's right in front of you.
Right.
But you're right. Let's get it out here and get this thing under control a little bit better.
Aaron Kaluza, the batter now, hitting .333 this year. Ooh, and she hits that one solidly up the middle for a hit. Another run will score. Make it a 5-0 lead here for Champlin Park, and their hitters coming through as advertised in this first inning. Solid piece of hitting there by Kaluza, driving that one back through the middle as Osseo struggling to get outs early on here.
Yeah, the Rebels seem to be hitting a lot of things up the middle, which means that they've got their timing down and are trying to drive through the middle here and not fooled on too many pitches yet. Freshman pitcher may only have a fastball and a changeup. If you have a drop ball or a curve or something else you can go to, that might help against these really good hitting teams.
Addie Andrews stepping in here for Champlin Park. Number 8 hitter in the order, still just one out, runner at first. Pop foul out of play here. Andrews just has a couple hits this year, but one of them is a home run. Has 3 runs batted in. Here's where if you're the Rebels, you know, you kind of like to just piggyback hit after hit, follow your teammates, do what they were doing too.
Yeah, you get confidence when you see the first 5 hitters get on base and score. It gives you you almost want to get the bat and run up to the plate and be aggressive. I must say I'm impressed with Pilsner, the catcher for Osseo. They're making a lot of nice blocks back there and controlling the...
Andrews turning on that one, lining it right over coach's head. Ryan Woodley, pretty tall guy. He had to duck a little bit as that one was coming in hot.
Yeah, Eddie might want to be careful there. You hit the coach, you might not get back in the lineup for the next game. But I'm sure he loves to see her hit the ball hard.
And that one was a changeup that was short. I don't think a changeup was a bad idea there, as she was really on top of that previous pitch, but it'll be a walk. And that's the 3rd walk given by Carmen, and Chloe Postma will bat now for CP. She's hitting .303, 6 runs batted in, also has a homer. That's your number 9 hitter. And so Kurt's talk about their lineup depth was not exaggeration. To third on a bounce, force play there. Throw to first will not be in time, so they do get the second out, the lead runner. Well played here at third by Dopkins. Not much chance to get the DP though. Sydney Bernovic will run at first as a courtesy runner for the catcher, Postma. So Cott-Smith batting as they batted around. She started this inning with a walk and came into the score, the first of what so far has been 5 runs for Champlin Park. 2 gone in the inning. Still 2 on for Champlin, and they're up 5-0. That one's at the knees for a strike. Change up had her fooled a little bit, got a piece of it, but Carmen, one of the few times she's been able to really work ahead in the count. See if she can use that to her advantage here.
Yeah, that was a good fastball changeup combination, those 2 pitches.
Ooh, this one hit very well into left field, might score another run, and it will as the throw comes back to the middle of the infield. Great jump by Andrews, and she had good speed to get around third and score easily on that play. Cott-Smith, a solid line drive single there. That might have been as well hit a ball as we've had so far.
Yeah, you could hear the crack off the bat on that one. And there was an advantage for the runner on second with 2 outs. You got to go. So, but I think they sure made it easier either way.
Hewsome stepping in. She had a triple to the right field fence earlier this inning. Still all of this coming in the bottom of the first. And they are not done yet necessarily here. The heart of the order coming up. First and second, 2 outs. Foul chip there. And a cut and a miss, and Hewsome down on strikes. A throw to third, not needed there. That was the 3rd out, but outstanding first inning for Champlin Park as they put 6 runs on the board. Our score after 1 is Rebels 6, Orioles nothing.
CCX Media, your source for great local programming, is available on Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and Roku. Our free app allows you to stream all 3 of our channels live. You also have access to a large on-demand library, including full sporting events and daily newscasts. To find us, go to the store, search CCX, and download our free app. Then sit back and enjoy all of your favorite local content. The CCX Media app, available on Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and Roku.
Megan Wachold stepping in to lead things off for Osseo here in the top of the second. First pitch over for a strike. Wachold sitting at .250 this year and tied for the team lead with 9 runs batted in, 6 runs scored. So an early hole here for Osseo, but they've been putting some runs on the board of late. They're looking to try and chip away and battle back in this one, although Rothenberger had a pretty sharp first inning. Got the first batter on a bunt and then struck out the next 2. And starts the second in the same fashion as Wacholt's down swinging. And Azure stepping in here for Osseo. She's hitting .302, 15 runs scored, which is tops on their team, 8 runs batted in. in on the hands and fouled that one away.
Ann is one of their captains this year, and found out from her coach that she's going to be playing softball at St. Scholastica next fall. I think St. Scholastica is a good program.
Swing and a miss there. Rothenberger's looked sharp early. It's obviously still early in the game, but you got a lot to like when what we've seen from her so far. Just missed, but that's a really good spot for that pitch. Get the hitter's feet moving a little bit, make her think, and it was close to being on the inside corner too.
Probably exactly where the location was called for, and she hit the spot perfectly.
Sometimes those long innings for a pitcher, can be maybe not. I mean, you'd love to see your offense doing well, obviously, but she's come back out and just looked the same as she did in the first.
Yeah, I think that as a sophomore, she's got a little bit more command of the game, the positions, and she knows how to pitch.
Fought off there. It's 2-2. Good crowd on hand to watch this. Actually, both these programs now have lights, so you're seeing a lot more of the evening games for Osseo and Champlin Park, which I think obviously is probably a hit with a lot of parents.
Especially if you have to work and you have to fight your way through rush hour traffic, try to get here for a 4:30 game. It makes it tough.
To third, Remler up with it and throws across and gets the out. So Azure good at bat and able to put that ball in play, but is retired 5-3, and Izzy Bean will be the batter. Izzy hitting at .220 this year, but has knocked in 9 and scored 6 runs. You see, kind of had Remler backpedaling a little bit, but she did a good job of staying solid. Had a good solid base there to field that ball.
Yeah, like she trusted her arm. If you don't trust your arm, you don't take back up and get that one hop at your waist. You kind of charge it, but you trust your arm, and she proved that she had a good one, an accurate one right there. So that was nice.
Fouled at the plate there by Bean. Oh-2 pitch, and Bean again fouling that one away.
I was talking to Osceo's head coach last night. He mentioned that Izzy is one of his pleasant surprises this year. This is her first year on varsity, and she's been holding her own and playing pretty well, according to him.
Rothenberger trying to get her to chase one there, but wouldn't go for it. It's 1-2. Close one there, taken for a ball, 2-2. And a rip and a miss, and Rothenberger again strikes out 2 in the second as she did in the first. No runs, no hits, and no one left for Osseo. We go to the bottom of 2. It remains 6-0 Champlin Park.
they pitch their number one pitcher.
Welcome back as we get set for the bottom of the second. Champlin Park leading it by a score of 6-0, and they're trying to add to it here. They'll have the 3, 4, 5 hitters, Parent, Remler, and Abramson, to get started against the Osseo pitcher Elena Carmen. Ava Parent had a single her first time up, and Carmen's come into the bench here. I don't know if she had perhaps an injury or...
I don't know what that was about.
Now ready to go. So Parent, who had a single as part of that big first inning for CP. Pitch well up and out of the zone.
Ava's a junior, and she's a first-time captain for the Rebels. One of the captains have been signed this year.
Takes ball 2. Pretty good plate discipline here for Champlin Park, too. They generally have been, the pitches that aren't to their liking, they've been watching them go and then really swinging at pitches in the zone. 3-0.
Yeah, I think Coach Woodley's well known, and I think even on the preseason CCX program, he said that if you can hit, we'll find a spot for you. And he's got a lot of hitters, that's for sure.
That one is a strike at the knees, 3-1.
Nice part about that is most of them can play defense and run the bases as well. So you got well-rounded players besides just hitters.
Well, yeah, and he mentioned that too, that we have more speed probably than almost any time that he can recall too. So, and I think there's a walk to Parent. We saw that on a couple of those plays. I was a little bit surprised at how easily they scored from second. I mean, part of it's reading the play well and getting a good jump, but just speed factor certainly on their side with some of their hitters as well.
Yeah, I know their top 2 hitters, Scott Smith and Hewsome, are flyers. They can.
And speaking of speed, here's a stolen base as Parent picks up second there. Reese Remler, the batter, she walked her first time up and came in to score. Pitch down in the zone, fouling that one straight back. And out in front of that changeup. And so Remler down on strikes for out number 1.
Changeup was effective because it was up high and people get their eyes kind of big, and it's like, oh, here comes one that I can lace to the fence, and it's just not there when you're swinging.
Lifted down the right field line. Foul there. Pretty key hit in that first inning for Abramson, as she had a single that she kind of fought off and got past second base that knocked in a pair.
Well, she's got a runner in scoring position again here. Let's see if she can come through this time as well.
Change-up taken low. Yeah, and you want to continue to have good at-bats, too. I mean, just because the first inning went super well doesn't necessarily mean it's, automatic that it's going to continue. You want to come up with that same mentality each of the next innings as well. Up the middle, that'll be through for a hit. Will it score a run? Yes, it will. Again, good jump and good speed as Parent motoring around and scoring easily. So 3 runs batted in already for Abramson. And she moves up to second as that throw came in kind of to the middle of the infield as well.
Yeah, I'm not sure who was supposed to be the cut on that, but usually it's either the pitcher or the first baseman, but they're both kind of in between. So
yeah, and Osseo, it wasn't disguised very well either, so that the runner could easily move up to second. There's a liner right past third as Rothenberger will knock in a run here. Makes a big turn, but will hang on at first. And still hanging out there, trying to draw a throw, but she'll get an RBI single. That one was actually hit almost right at the third baseman, but it had so much on it that it was by Dopkins' glove before she could react.
Yeah, and I want to say that left fielder made a great job getting over there and showed off a pretty good arm right to second, because I think Rothenberger had sights on a double on that one, but nice outfield play, held her to a single. Also, it's probably because that ball was hit like a rocket to get out there pretty quick.
In a hurry,
pretty
that's
quick
for
too.
sure. And just how it ended, I think she was disappointed she didn't get to second, so she thought, well, I'm going to draw a throw and maybe still get there anyway, but Osseo executed well enough. Layla Wynn running at first base as a courtesy runner for the pitcher Rothenberger, by the way. Erin Kaluza stepping in. They bluff going there. Kaluza had an RBI single her first time up. Trying to drop down the bunt again here.
She was a little anxious to get to first base that kind of time. She kind of pulled out a little bit and didn't have enough strength behind the bat to keep it from having the ball push it foul.
Yeah, it felt like her bat wasn't angled quite the way she wanted it to be there either. That one is over for strike 1-2. Rebels staying aggressive, and you say, well, okay, it's 8-0, but it's still only the second inning. You got to still be in full attack mode at this point. And I mean, obviously, if you're the team behind, you don't maybe love that. That's a foul tip held on to for strike 3 for the second out. Runner does take second, however. And so we're going to have Peyton Heitzman batting here for Andrews in the number 8 spot. So Heitzman, the pinch hitter, stepping in. One for 8 as a batter this year. And hits this one pretty well out to center field, and it's to the fence. A run scores, and Heitzman will stop in at second with a double. And that's a player who's not even in the regular lineup, driving one out to center field. And I thought for a moment that one might have a chance to get out of here. We got a wind blowing out a little bit.
Yeah, Heitzman's one of the seniors that Coach Woodley says providing a lot of leadership, but she's actually a good player. She's going to be playing softball at a D3 college out east after she graduates, and it shows the depth of the Rebels that she can't break the starting lineup, but they enjoy her leadership totally.
Chloe Postma, the batter now for Champlin Park. Postma bounced to third her first time up into a force play, reached on a fielder's choice. This time to short, Azure backhands it, and the throw pulled her off. Throw to the plate now, not going to be in time. So Postma is safe on the throwing error.
That was very aggressive base running there by Heitzman. She ran hard from the start, didn't assume it was going to be out at first, and she was home without any problems at all.
Really good backhand play here. And I was about to say really nice play, but then the throw just a little bit wide. And yeah, you see Heitzman running all the way. Cottsmith, the batter, and she sprays one down the line and right, and that'll be down for a hit. might score a run. Nope, they're going to hold her up, and now the ball trickling through the infield, so we'll have runners at second and third. Cott-Smith will get a double here. And Hewsome, the batter, really the first hitter that's gone really complete opposite way there down the right field line.
Yep, ball in the outside part, and she drove it that way. It's almost the ideal leadoff hitter. She's 2 for 2 with a walk, 3 times up, 3 times on base, setting the table.
Hannah Hewsome will be the batter. Hewsome tripled her first time, last time around struck out. That one's over for a strike. Lifted to center field and playable, and catch made, and they'll get out of the inning, but Champlin Park tacks on 4 more. We've played 2 innings. It's 10-0 Rebels here on CCX.
CCX Media is the first place you go for local news and sports. But did you know you can sign up for those stories to go straight to your inbox on our website? Simply go to ccxmedia.org. Click on the subscribe button, and from there choose which notifications you want to receive. Then we'll send your favorite CCX Media news, sports, and city events straight to your inbox. Sign up now at ccxmedia.org.
Kendall Dopkins stepping in to lead off the top of the third for Osseo, and fouls that first pitch back. It's been all Champlin Park so far here. Rebels 13-2 coming in, and obviously looking like they're well on their way to winning number 14 here. They got LeSueur Henderson coming here tomorrow. They've had a pretty good series with them. A good, strong program from I was going to say south of the Metro, but I guess nowadays it might be considered part of the Metro.
Yeah, I think I'm not sure. Are they a 3A school instead of a 4A school? But
definitely not 4A. I can't remember if it's 2A or 3A though.
But yeah, they've had several good teams.
Dopkins goes down on strikes. Sam Sporto will be the hitter. I talked about it a little bit last inning. I kind of like the way Rothenberger just seems to go about her business. You know, whether you're way up or you're way down, you like to see pitchers who can kind of separate the parts of the game and just do their work.
Yeah, she was pretty mature last year as a freshman pitcher, and showing more growth this year.
To third, Remler up with it, fires across, and Sporto puts the ball in play with some authority, but she is out 5-3, second out of the inning, and Maya Strumman will bat now for Osseo.
Nice part as a pitcher is to, get 6 runs in the first, and you're up 10-0 after the third. You can just focus on your work and go after it.
And I kind of think in a way, I mean, yeah, you love to strike out as many as you can and all that, but I think it's probably good for their defense to have to make a few plays too, so they're not just standing around.
Oh yeah, you want to get your defense sharpened as well.
Tapper foul pass first. And with, a fairly busy stretch, including a game tomorrow, they had a game yesterday, you want to take advantage of, having shorter innings when possible too, and maybe that means some balls put in play and just, you're not taxing your pitcher too much.
Yeah, I know there are many programs now that count the pitches. You don't have a pitch count in softball like you do in baseball, but count the pitches, because sometimes, like when you have bad weather early in April, you're ending up playing 4 or 5 games a week. And
Rip and a miss, and gets Strumming on strikes. 9 up and 9 down for Rothenberger so far. As we go to the bottom of the third, it stays 10-0 Rebels.
CCX Media, your source for great local programming, is available on Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and Roku. Our free app allows you to stream all 3 of our channels live. You also have access to a large on-demand library, including full sporting events and daily newscasts. To find us, go to the store, search CCX, and download our free app. Then sit back and enjoy all of your favorite local content. The CCX Media app, available on Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and Roku.
Welcome back here to Champlin Park High School. Along with Kirk Cardinal, I'm Jay Wilcox. 10-0 Champlin Park leading Osseo here in Northwest Suburban softball as we go to the bottom of the third. Rebels have been hitting the ball with authority pretty much throughout here in these first couple innings. Put 6 on the board in the first, 4 more in the second. They've got Ava Parent, Reese Remler, and Ava Abramson, the 3, 4, 5 hitters scheduled to come up here. And Elena Carmen still in the circle here for Osseo, and it's not been a easy start for her so far. They've been hitting the ball pretty well. It's had some walks as well. She has really done most of their pitching this year, so it'll be interesting to see if they stick with her here. You know, obviously, just results-wise, you might say you're thinking of a change, but you also kind of know that this is, you know, your best pitcher, and whether things are going well or not going well, you have to kind of count on her to be able to go out there and continue putting up innings for you. Parent a single and a walk.
Yeah, their number 2 pitcher has only thrown about 8 innings this year, so might be trying to get 1 or 2 more out of her. But I wouldn't be surprised to see the number 2 pitcher come in a little later. It's the kind of game where you can get some good experience for that other pitcher. No pressure if you're behind.
Hit hard but foul past third there by Parent. Jumped on that one, but a little bit out front. Change up, stayed up and away there, so 3-2 now. Driven foul to deep left field. It actually went over the fence, but foul by about 15 feet. And you know what the call is from their dugout. Straighten that one out, and you got yourself a pretty long hit. She's been early on several swings here.
Yep, just get that front foot down a half a second later, and you're right on it. Like
and drives this one into left field for a base hit. So Parent coming up with another hit and another well hit. Not all of their hits have been crushed, but they've certainly been hitting the ball hard, you know, as a rule for the most part.
Yes, they have. And one thing I've noticed, to talk about their depth of hitters, they all seem to make at least one adjustment during the at-bat, depending on whether the pitcher's throwing inside, outside, going with the change or more the fastball. They seem to adjust very well to within an at-bat, which is a nice skill to have.
Reese Remler, the hitter, takes a strike. She's at a walk, and then last time around struck out. So arguably as powerful hitters they have in their lineup, hasn't really delivered anything crushing yet, and she'd like to change that in this at-bat. And this one is hit well to left field. It's going to be to the fence. Parent digging into third and will hang on there, and a double for Remler. Didn't quite get it out. I thought it had a possibility, but it died right at the base of the fence. But it is a long double, and Reese might have heard me saying she hadn't really crushed anything yet.
And I think in her mind she's saying, I'll show you, Jay. There you go.
And that one kind of looked like, a left fielder who isn't used to this field. She maybe had room to get back to that one a little bit more. I don't know that she would have caught it, but Bean looked a little tentative going back on that one. Ava Abramson hitting now. She has had a very good evening so far. A couple of singles and has driven in 3 already, and they've got second and third and nobody out here in the third. Takes that one for a ball.
Don't want to fall behind if you can.
And this one is smoked into center field. It should score a pair and will. Ava will hang on at first base with her third consecutive solid base hit. And knocks in a couple more, and it's 12-0. And time called here, and see if Osseo might be going to make a change. It seems like Carmen, her hand is bothering her a little bit too, and I wonder that certainly might have an impact on the decision here to, looks like they are going to have Elena come out here and change pitchers. So Champlin Park continuing to hit the ball well. We've got a pitching change coming up here for Osseo. We'll step aside. Rebels leading it by a score of 12-0. We'll be right back here to Champlin Park.
CCX Media is the first place you go for local news and sports. But did you know you can sign up for those stories to go straight to your inbox on our website? Simply go to ccxmedia.org. Click on the subscribe button, and from there choose which notifications you want to receive. Then we'll send your favorite CCX Media news, sports, and city events straight to your inbox. Sign up now at ccxmedia.org.
CCX Media, your source for great local programming, is available on Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and Roku. Our free app allows you to stream all 3 of our channels live. You also have access to a large on-demand library, including full sporting events and daily newscasts. To find us, go to the store, search CCX, and download our free app. Then sit back and enjoy all of your favorite local content. The CCX Media app, available on Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and Roku.
Olivia Teckham will move over from first to pitch now for the Orioles. She's just worked 3 innings this year, allowing 3 hits, 5 walks, and 3 Ks, 4.67 ERA. So she'll switch spots with Carmen, who moves over to first base. Rothenberger is the batter. 2 runs already in, 1 runner on. That one's off the leg of Teckham, and the throw to first will not be in time. So infield hit for Rothenberger as she bounced that one hard back at the pitcher. And Kaluza will be the batter. We've got a courtesy runner coming for the Rebels as Layla Wynn will run for Rothenberger again. That one a strike. Still nobody out here in the third. 2 runs have scored. Runners at first and second for Champlin Park. It's low. Throw to third. Not going to be in time. Pretty alert base running there. Abramson able to advance. Oh, it takes the force play out of play here as well. So infield pulling up here for Osseo.
Interesting fact here about Kaluza. The past few years she's played outfield and pretty good outfielder, but Coach Woodley said they needed someone at first base this year, and she had played earlier in her younger years in club ball, and she's moved seamlessly to first base and really filled the hole for them. They didn't know how they're going to fill that hole, but Aaron's done a fine job this year.
2-2 count here as Teckham trying to get Kaluza. Popped up. Ooh, a nice catch by the second baseman, drifting back, strumming that. Those kind can be a little tricky, but she was able to stay with it and make the catch, and the runners had to hold.
Yeah, that was nice. She covered a lot of ground. She took charge, which is definitely her ball, and
it's hard to tell, but I thought the sun might be an issue for her there as well. The sun obviously setting, and she seemed to be looking somewhat right toward it, but didn't seem to bother her. So Heitzman will bat. She smoked a double in her first at bat as she came in to replace Andrews. That one over for a strike. That one was a strike as well on the changeup, juggled a little bit by Pilsner, but I think a good call there. And let's be honest, when it's 12-0, you're probably going to see a little bigger zone as well.
yeah, but about the plate increases by about a ball width on each side.
That one missed up. Close there, but 3-2 now. First base is open, but Teckham, I'm sure, would love to go after and try and retire Heitzman here. And that one was up high for a ball, so Heitzman will draw a walk to load the bases now. And we've got a pinch hitter here as Maddie Hasselbring will bat for Postma. Pops this one up, and playable and caught by Azure, the shortstop. So Hasselbring out for the second out of the inning. The bases stay loaded up. And Smith will be the hitter. Again, another ball that those are a little bit difficult, but Azure didn't seem to have any trouble tracking it.
Yeah, wide, good range by both the second baseman on the last play and the shortstop on that play, all the way over to the foul lines.
Smith lining one up the middle, and that one will be into right center. And two more runs are going to score on the play. As Smith knocks in a pair. Looked like the lead runner, Wynn, was going to hold up, but then saw her teammate was going to run up her back, so kept on and scored easily. So runners at the corners now for Hewsome, and a 14-0 Champlin Park lead. Looks at that one up high. Hewsome, a triple, a strikeout, and then a fly to center. So 1 out of 3 here today. Cut and a miss. Changeup is over for a strike. Teckham 1 strike away from getting out of the inning here.
Yeah, for not having pitched as much this year, she's coming in and done a nice job so far. Throwing strikes and getting some outs.
Hewsome lays off that one, and again, as you mentioned earlier, Pilsner's been busy back there. Nice stop. It's such a big thing when you, as a pitcher, when you know or you feel like your catcher is going to make those plays and block balls and stuff. It gives you a lot of confidence to throw anything. And that one will be into right field for a base hit. Another run will score, and motoring around to third is Smith. So Hewsome comes through with an RBI single. Won that battle against Teckham. Make it a 15-0 lead, and Ava Parent is the hitter. 2 for 2 and a walk for her, and she blasts this one out to right field, but on the line and caught.
Nice play.
Well hit ball, but right there was Sportle to make the catch. And the Rebels are done in the third. It's 15-0 Champlin Park through 3.
CCX Media, your source for great local programming, is available on Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and Roku. Our free app allows you to stream all 3 of our channels live. You also have access to a large on-demand library, including full sporting events and daily newscasts. To find us, go to the store, search CCX, and download our free app. Then sit back and enjoy all of your favorite local content. The CCX Media app, available on Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and Roku.
We head to the 4th inning here. Osseo with the top of the order here as Teckham will hit. Rothenberger has mowed him down so far. Not allowed a base runner as of yet. Teckham tried to bunt her way on to start the game, but Rothenberger threw her out. Late on that one, 1-1.
Well, this will be a good time for Osseo to get things going here. The top of the lineup up for the second time.
Fouling that one back. And a rip and a miss, and Rothenberger wins the battle again as she gets Teckham on strikes. 7 strikeouts now. Pilsner will hit. She struck out her first time through. Puts this one in play, but it'll be Remler, the third baseman, drifting back to make the grab for the second out. And Elena Carmen, the first baseman, will hit. Remler, good communication there too. The shortstop, sometimes that's kind of her ball, but popping it up, and Kaluza will make the catch there for Carmen on retiring Carmen. So the Orioles quickly go 1-2-3 in the fourth. 15-0 Champlin Park.
CCX Media, your source for great local programming, is available on Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and Roku. Our free app allows you to stream all 3 of our channels live. You also have access to a large on-demand library, including full sporting events and daily newscasts. To find us, go to the store, search CCX, and download our free app. Then sit back and enjoy all of your favorite local content. The CCX Media app, available on Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and Roku.
So Champlin Park making an early night of it here. They win it 15-0 in 4 over Osseo as Rothenberger throwing a 4-inning perfect game for Champlin Park. And Kurt, we knew coming in, Rebels 13 wins and 15 tries. They had a pretty good club, and wow, they showed it here tonight.
Yeah, no doubt. And we were talking earlier, maybe they would have left their hitting shoes on the bus last night back from Brainerd when they got back a little late, but they just kept it on. When you get a big inning like the first inning there, when they got 6 runs, it's easy to keep that thing on a roll and hard for the defensive team to put a stop to that.
So best of luck to both these teams down the home stretch of the regular season, and then they'll both be competing in Section 5 4A as well, which is very balanced and very strong this year. It'll be a very interesting playoff setup. So we hope you've enjoyed this one here tonight. Probably a little more so if you're a Champlin Park fan, obviously, but the Rebels win it over Osseo this evening by a score of 15-0. For Kurt Cardinal and all of our CCX crew, thanks so much for joining us for high school softball here on CCX Sports.